Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. 20 minutes to the hour of 7 o'clock in Trinidad and also around the world. Just want to say good morning to all of our viewers on the live stream as well. Now, the conversation continues, and we have with us in studio Arnaldo James, and his art is on show at the Seattle Museum, the Fry Museum, if I'm not mistaken. Now, he is the recipient of a prestigious award, and I'm really excited for all of us to have a conversation today about just how excited you were to receive it. Good morning, Arnaldo. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show with us this morning, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
So tell us something. With this, did you expect to get the James Ray Award?
No. I applied, I think, in 2016.
Oh, wow.
And so it's been a while. And you know, by 2017, found out that I was a joint recipient with my collaborator, Christopher Paul Jordan. And from there, it's been a journey preparing work for this show.
I could imagine. Now, talking about a journey, you have all these different hats that you wear. You're a film and an animation director, as well as a project manager and so much more. So did that come into your work as well?
I mean, always. I think as a creative in Trinidad and Tobago, it kind of propels you to have to wear multiple hats to get anything you want to get done. And so I've, you know, focused in all of these different areas and been very fortunate.
It is so true. You have to, you're right, we have to wear so many hats just so we can get through the day, basically. All right, so let's talk about your works. Now, viewers, you're seeing some of the works currently on your screen. Now, this is so powerful. And one of the most powerful things as well is the fact that you designed these costumes on top of the photography. And viewers, we have a surprise for you as well, but we'll talk about that coming to the end when it comes to the art. But tell us a little bit about what inspired you to do these pieces.
Right, so Chris and I have been in conversation for a number of years, and we actually staged a show that Rocker Sunday Show also supported, which was called Mission Black Satellite, and all of this is a part of that trajectory of work. And in that, we're looking at how Black diaspora, like African diaspora, who've all had a linked history in the Middle Passage, how we connect with each other beyond the mediation of white supremacy and particularly like a white gaze. And so building these bridges between each other, we've been kind of doing like a call and response in how we develop the work. And so Chris would throw out not just an idea, but something that concerns him within his community. And then I, in response, would look at what was going on in my community. And so by and large, Chris, in some of his work, is looking at how gentrification has been impacting his community, particularly in Tacoma and Seattle. And I've been looking at how climate change is impacting our community here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, that's fascinating. And, you know, it's interesting as you mentioned gentrification as well, because I think slowly but surely in Trinidad and Tobago we are seeing that seep through, though many may not bring it to the forefront just yet. But you are definitely giving a voice, I think, in many ways to some of the voiceless here who do have that opinion as well. So let's talk about Messengers and the work behind it, because it's stunning. And it's definitely, I think, it's mind-blowing. The colors, the art behind it, and now hearing as well, of course, the actual story behind this project. Can you share with us a little bit about Messengers and what some of the pieces relay to your audience?
Yeah, I can share just a bit. So when I designed the costumes, I worked with a number of makers around Trinidad and Tobago. So I had a few collaborators, well, literally from Toco, from San Fernando, like just across the length and breadth of Trinidad in particular, who all helped me visualize and like bring to the fore, like actually manifest the work. And when I was looking at what I chose to look at was different elements of Trinidadian culture. So in it, I channel some traditional characters that all have a relationship with water, such as the Moko, if anyone are familiar with the stories related to the Moko, such as Sailor Mass, etc. So that manifests itself in the work, as well as pulling from African spiritualities. So I was really inspired by Oya, Oshun, and Imanja in this work.
Yeah, you can see it in the work, and viewers, you will get a chance to take a look at it as well. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, one of the things that you mentioned, interesting enough, was climate change. And you did say also that you actually applied for this, I believe, in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So this has been a theme resonating with you for a while. Is that correct?
Absolutely. The forecasts that we've been given are that we're in for harsher, almost everything. Harsher droughts, tougher hurricane seasons, and I think us living in Trinidad and Tobago understand what happens, particularly here in Port of Spain, with just a simple downpour.
Yes.
And all of that for me is connected to our relationship with water, and why also I make reference to like the Middle Passage.
Yes.
From within my community as well, and I'm just talking about specifically these connections with water. Many folks, particularly Black Trinidadians, and I do not have those stats, don't know how to swim. Yeah. I grew up not knowing how to swim. When I start having that conversation with people often open up and just say, oh yeah, like I don't swim, my family doesn't swim. And so our relationship with water, I think, is a very tenuous one in the region. And so that also connects with climate change. It
really, really does. And, you know, as you mentioned, that is so true, because water is life, and there's so much more that we need to unpack with the situation. Viewers, taking a look at your screen right now, this is absolutely amazing. This is Messengers. Look at that. Wow. Speaking 1,000 words, all my paws are raising. So tell us a little bit about some of these pieces that we're seeing here.
Yeah, of course. So with this piece that was just up, the gold piece, for example, I was thinking about or channeling some of the histories that we've had in the Americas in particular. If we are familiar with the stories of what, amongst the reasons that Europeans invaded this region, gold is one of those things connected to it. And so in a way, I was thinking about how in my own work, I could kind of reroute these naturally present things in spaces that they may have come from. And so, for instance, gold was often sifted out of rivers.
Yes.
But attached to that, we have a number of lore that I tapped into, Mama de Glow, and certainly I think about gold as a proxy for yellow, and it reminds me of Oshun.
Yes. Wow, this is amazing. And you know, one of the things I wish that in the interim, the ritual ground for a future Black Archive, I wish that it was available virtually, because man, there's something to see. It's really amazing.
What I can say is that the exhibition actually has a few layers to it.
Okay.
So at the center of the actual exhibition is a chamber that Christopher and I designed, where persons who identify as Black may enter and leave their stories, visions that they have for the future. And it's going to be sealed in a time capsule at the museum for 100 years to be revealed for future generations. So neither I or Chris or anyone will actually hear these, and it's part of how we seed banking for our own community's future.
And it is so necessary. I think many times people always tend to focus on America and that struggle and say, you know, that it's only pertinent there, but it's not. It's something, of course, that once you are of African descent, it is something that you experience, and you continue to experience it in your communities on a daily basis as well. So we have far to go. You're definitely making movements, I have to say that. And this time capsule, absolutely amazing. Seed banking, as you said. Now, you did mention off air before we came on this morning that you have an event coming up as well. Yeah,
so I have a panel talk with myself, Christopher Paul Jordan, our amazing curator, Claire Tankins, and we have two guests. One is Dr. Marsha Pierce from University of the West Indies, as well as a scholar from the US. Her name is Bethany Judd, and we'll all be in conversation on the 7th of May. You can get access and register for that at my website, which is arnaldojames.com. If you go on it, there's a link to that panel talk, as well as at frymuseum.org. You can also go there and register, and hopefully you'll be in the room.
Wonderful. You are making history. Arnaldo James, thank you so much for being with us on the Now Morning Show. Looking forward to seeing more works coming from you, because I'm sure that you will be producing more art and creating history with us. Trinidad and Tobago, this is the Now Morning Show. Stay tuned. Raucus is here, and he's got some stuff for you after the break.